thank you for coming out this afternoon. We have some congratulations to give to our police department and our chief today. We're here to congratulate them, certainly as one of the top law enforcement agencies in the country. And this week, we received word that APD will receive 2 of law enforcement's most prestigious awards at next month's International Association of Chiefs of Police Conference. Now, there's one thing we talk about a lot, and we talk about our police department, and we talk about the men and women that go out and do a great job protecting our citizens, fighting crime, and forming partnerships with the community. We also talk a lot about this idea over the last 2.5 years, working together with policy changes, with innovative policing, that these men and women have been able to go out and drop crime rates in the city of Albuquerque to 20-year lows. And I think there's certainly a model agency for lots of good reasons. This recognition from an outside award-giving agency recognizes and reaffirms what we've been saying all along. We have a great department, an innovative department. We've got an innovative chief, and we're really proud for the men and women that go out and serve our community every day. It's clear that Chief Schultz and the Albuquerque Police Department and representatives from our business community, which is the other really important prong to this particular award, are really being leaders when it comes to being innovators and coming together to fight crime. We talk a lot about this concept of fighting crime, being criminals, doing things that we don't want done in our communities. We talk about law enforcement going out and doing their job, but the other component is us, the business community, the citizens working with law enforcement to fight crime. So the Weber CV Award and the Michael Shanahan Award are awards that thousands of agencies across the world apply for. They are 2 of the most sought after awards for law enforcement agencies anywhere. The Weber CV Award is presented annually to agencies and departments worldwide in recognition of promoting a standard of excellence that exemplifies law enforcement's contribution and dedication to the quality of life in their communities. APD received the Weber CV Award for the formation of the new organized crime unit, as it was honored with the Shanahan Award for its ongoing partnership with local retail outlets to fight property crime. So APD submitted its organized crime unit for the award, which was formed in September 2011. You may remember us talking about it then. And if you recall, I stood next to local retailers at the Target store on Paseo and I-25 to announce the formation of the organized crime unit. What the OCU does is it provides an innovative approach to working with members of our private sector to address serial criminal activity that impacts the retail, hospitality, banking, and the construction industries. Since it was created in 2011, our organized crime unit detectives have made more than 132 felony arrests and 62 misdemeanor arrests, and have also forwarded over 97 cases to the district attorney's office for felony prosecution. Working in conjunction with asset protection officers from the private sector, OCU has made hundreds of arrests involving criminals who work together to steal goods from retailers only to resell them. Other jurisdictions are now following Albuquerque's public-private partnership model and have replicated both the organization and its web-enhanced alert system called Connect, C-O-N-N-E-C-T. Police agencies across the country are building on these initiatives to increase productivity in addressing property crime. Chief Schultz will be going to the IACP conference next month to accept the Weber CV and the Michael Shanahan Award for Excellence in Public-Private Cooperation. The Shanahan Award recognized APD's partnership with the Albuquerque Retail Assets Protection Association. We call it ARAPA. You hear us talk about that quite a bit. And through ARAPA, law enforcement officers and businesses have worked together to expand their ability to share information by using a web-based real-time alert system known as the Community-Oriented Notification Network Enforcement Communication Technology. Many guys like your acronyms, don't you?
Make something work.
Connect. This information exchange has enabled police and retail loss prevention specialists to piece together information more effectively, more efficiently, and catch more perpetrators of property crime. In each full year since 2008, the first year that Connect went online, the local district attorney's office has prosecuted more than 400 felony cases that resulted from this program. Chief, well-deserved, a great honor for you, great honor for the men and women of the Albuquerque Police Department. I know I'm going to have Chief Schultz come up, and I know he's going to thank his team, because this really, none of this happens without a lot of great thinking, a lot of innovation within the department, We talk about this in the mayor's office consistently about innovations, about forward-thinking policing, about partnerships, about working together with our community. But it really takes the men and women of the Albuquerque Police Department, our friends in the private sector, retailers and others, and the hotel industry to come together and work on this together. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Schultz for a few comments and to thank his team who are so intricately involved with this. Chief?
Well, thank you, Mayor.
You bet. Thank you.
And we are very, very excited about this recognition. One of the things that makes me so proud about the Albuquerque Police Department are the great people that we have worked for the organization, both sworn and civilian, but it's also those community relationships that we have, especially when it comes to private sector, the private businesses. And it doesn't matter what business you're in, if you're in banking and finance, if you're in entertainment, hospitality, retail, we've been able to develop some partnerships that are now being recognized on an international basis as being the best practices in law enforcement. As an organization, we've put in for these awards before, and sometimes they say, thank you very much for your application, and we hear nothing else. A couple times we've been identified as having good practices, but not the best practice. We've been a runner-up more than once. This is the first time that we've had an opportunity to win the top award. And the Weber CV Award in law enforcement is like the Oscar. There is no more award more prestigious. And with the award, what really comes is a lot of focus and emphasis on what we're doing here in Albuquerque. We've already been invited to speak to international groups, to be keynote speakers and presenters at forums like the National Retail Association. We've been asked to take and show what we're doing with these collaborators and these partnerships and share it across the country. And everybody wants to replicate what we have here in Albuquerque because it is identified as a best practice. It's a way to realize that partnerships are important. It's also a way to show that things like organized crime was a buzzword back in the 1970s, and it kind of went away. And what we've realized here is that very often these small level boosters and shoplifters are causing much more havoc on a community, and they are much more organized. And the effects that they have to individual businesses, to large retail chains, to community governments, and affecting the tax base is extremely important. And by working with partnerships, linking these offenders together and holding them accountable, we can make a big difference in our community. The Michael Shanahan Award also comes with not only talking about the partnerships, but also comes with something else that we will be receiving as the winners of that. We will be able to send one of our detectives to a school which he will receive some of the best training in how to take video surveillance that may not be in a usable format and enhance that video, enhance those pictures, and help provide additional leads to detectives to follow up and connect, again, those dots. The cost of that training is in excess of over $5,000. All expenses are paid for the detective. It's the travel, it's the per diem, it's the training, it's the equipment, it's everything that he or she will need, again, to bring enhanced use of technology to our community. So very, very excited about these two awards. It shows what a great organization we have. And Albuquerque for the next year will be in the spotlight, as the mayor said, at an international level. And it's not me, it's the folks that are standing behind me, it's the rest of the folks in this room that have shown that they are committed to this community, to this department, to this city, and will do whatever it takes to make sure we have a safe city for everybody. So very excited about this. And I know we have Katrina Cuoco, who would like to speak for a few minutes on behalf of our private partners, and then we'll recognize some of the folks that are here in the room for their contributions in just a second. Katrina?
Thank you. I am here to represent the private partnerships, which includes financial institutions and the retail partners in Albuquerque. And we have seen, as a whole, a huge improvement with the organized crime unit because of the fact that they respond immediately when we have an issue or we have a crime happening, which means the community is safer and the community benefits because fees go down, prices go down. We all know in a business model, when you have crime or you have a cost, you have to pay for that somehow. And so with organized criminals being prosecuted and being investigated, it means they're off the streets. It means that they're not going and committing a crime elsewhere. So we just really appreciate this unit and the advancements that we've seen with APD that didn't used to happen in the past. And so this award is very well deserved.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, it's the folks that are in this room and many others, because it starts with that original call that comes into 911. Those first responding officers, it's detectives, it's the crime lab staff, it's the records clerk, it's everybody that makes the department such a great organization we have. But these awards specifically identify some folks that have really gone above and beyond and continue to work every day to show the great quality work that we can do.